Hey everybody, welcome to Leap of the Week. This is the case of the mysterious shoulder pain, part two. To recap a little bit from part one, I had been having some very strange shoulder pain. It was very localized to one spot, and it only happened when I did really specific things. If you want the full recap, you can go back and watch part one. When I went to the doctor, the diagnosis that I got was early frozen shoulder, which I thought was so bizarre because to me, frozen shoulder looks like somebody who really can't move their arm. And in a lot of ways, I could, but I was missing range in two really specific ways. And the doctor said that in particular, when you see these two together, that's how he diagnoses, not us, how he diagnoses frozen shoulder instead of something like a rotator cuff muscle issue, which was one of the things that I originally thought that it might be. So the loss is internal rotation and adduction with external rotation. And so my internal rotation, when I went to him, this is the functioning arm, the less functioning arm looked like that. And then my adduction with external rotation, not so hot. So as if you've ever been to a doctor for any sort or something to get exercises, they usually give you some sort of printout that has pictures of things to do. This is actually one of the better ones that I've ever gotten. The drawings at least look like people, and it shows the starting and the finishing position, which is unusual because a lot of the time it just shows you a picture and you're like, well, where am I going? What am I supposed to be doing? Because the doctor in this situation knew that I was in PT school, he kind of handed it to me and he was like, you know what to do with these. And so I just sort of made up my own plan in terms of how much, how often I should be doing them. He gave me 5 exercises, and I decided they're all static stretch exercises. And I decided, okay, well, I'm going to hold each one for a minute. I'm going to do it once a day, and I'm going to do it every day. And essentially, they fall into the two categories of what are the things that I don't do very well right now, and there are ways to stretch that. So they're not super complicated. It's a series of exercises that deal with internal rotation and that deal with adduction and external rotation. So in a couple of the pictures, there's a dowel. And, I hate to not purchase something that I can then either use as a weapon or for other future help for people with movement in their body. So because I was losing internal rotation, I'm going to turn around. What that looked like on me was when I was trying to put my hand up my back, it would get to be about like that. And just for demonstration purposes, this is what I can do with my other arm. And I used to be able to do this with this arm. So one of the exercises is just trying to improve that. And I would literally use this arm and the dowel to just get to whatever I could get to, and then hang out there and, set my timer on my phone, do my 1 minute, and then go on to the next one. And so had that. I had the sleeper stretch, which if you're not familiar with it, you can look it up. People love to give you your sleeper stretch. The ones that really are the most uncomfortable. And by the way, this all hurts. None of it feels good. But what's been happening as I've been doing the exercises is it hurts less. My range of motion is improving and the pain is decreased, which tells me that we're getting results. This seems to be an effective program. So the other ones that I've been doing for the adduction external rotation is, again, just holding the dowel and using the working hand to just push into that range. And then whenever I get to the discomfort, I just hang out there and breathe and kind of see how much I can handle. So of all of those, as I said, I said 1 minute because why not? And every single day. And that at this point, it's been about 3 weeks. I've been super, super consistent. I showed you what my range looked like originally. So here's what it looks like now. This arm, this arm. So it's gotten better. It's not quite, I don't know if you can tell from the camera angle, it's not quite the same, but it's a lot closer and it hurts less. And then for this one, same thing. Not quite the same, but better and hurts less. The other thing that I have been doing as a sort of more general self-care is I know that as I was sort of, starting to have problems with my shoulder, everything kind of in and around just started to get very protective and tense. So I've been using my always close by, super handy yoga tune-up therapy balls into the areas that have been really uncomfortable. And I discovered a surprising amount of lack of joy in pec minor, all the kind of subclavius, upper pec major, trapezius, unsurprisingly. So just doing a lot of work, not so much directly on the sites where I know the inflammation is. So for me, it's like posterior cap. So I'm kind of staying off of that, but I'm working in and around the area to try and decrease the pain. And so that's been my sort of 1-2 for recovery. And so far it's going pretty well. So any questions or comments or thoughts about that? If anybody's out there has had frozen shoulder, I would love to hear from you about what your experience was with your treatment and with your recovery. And fingers crossed, this is getting better. The doctor said 2 months-ish, so we'll see how that goes. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you again soon about something else, and look for some fun special guests coming up in the new year. All right, thanks you guys. Bye!